Anaconda, Montana, a quiet, close-knit town nestled in the heart of the Rockies, where everyone knows each other and violence is almost unheard of. Life here moves at a gentle pace, with neighbors greeting each other on the street and families gathering for community events. It's the kind of place where people leave their doors unlocked and trust is a way of life. But on August 1st, 2025, that peace was shattered in an instant, sending shockwaves through the entire community. The Owl Bar, a beloved local spot where friends gathered to unwind, suddenly became the scene of a horrific crime that no one could have imagined. 4 respected community members were shot and killed that night, leaving the town in shock, mourning, and struggling to comprehend the loss of their friends and neighbors. The sense of safety that once defined Anaconda vanished overnight, replaced by fear, disbelief, and a haunting uncertainty about what might come next. The bar, once filled with laughter and music, now stands silent behind police tape, a grim and painful reminder of the tragedy that unfolded within its walls. As of August 6th, the suspect remains at large, believed to be hiding somewhere in the vast, rugged wilderness that surrounds Anaconda, eluding authorities and deepening the town's anxiety. Residents now lock their doors, anxiously awaiting any news, united in their grief and desperate for answers, clinging to hope that justice will soon be served. The story of Anaconda is now one of loss, fear, and a community searching for justice, determined to heal, but forever changed by tragedy. The morning of August 1st began like any other, until gunfire erupted inside the Owl Bar. Michael Paul Brown, a 45-year-old local, entered and opened fire for reasons still unknown. The victims, Daniel Bailey, Nancy Kelly, David Leach, and Tony Palm, each a familiar face, now mourned by all. The attack was swift, leaving no chance to escape. First responders arrived to chaos and heartbreak as the town's sense of security was shattered. Brown fled in his white Ford F-150, sparking a massive manhunt. Businesses closed, streets emptied, and sirens echoed through the silence. The question of why lingers as families grieve and the community reels. Anaconda's road to healing will be long, forever marked by that terrible morning. With Brown finally identified as the prime suspect, one of the largest and most intense manhunts in Montana's history was set into motion. Dozens of officers from across the state converged on the area, determined to track him down. Local, state, and federal agencies scoured the rugged mountains, terrain perfect for hiding, especially for a military veteran like Brown. Helicopters circled overhead, their searchlights sweeping the dense forest, while SWAT teams combed through thick underbrush and rocky slopes, searching for any sign of movement. The community was put on high alert. Brown was considered armed and extremely dangerous. Digital road signs flashed warnings, and police briefed anxious residents at emergency meetings. His Army and National Guard background made him a formidable fugitive, skilled in survival, camouflage, and evasion. Authorities knew he could last for days, even weeks in the wild. The discovery of his abandoned truck on a remote forest road confirmed their fears. Brown was now on foot, likely pushing deeper into the wilderness, using his training to stay hidden. A chilling photo of Brown, shirtless and on the move, began circulating among law enforcement and the public, proof that he was still nearby and still evading capture. The search transformed the quiet mountain landscape into a tense grid, with roadblocks and patrols everywhere. Residents were urged to stay vigilant, lock their doors, and not approach anyone matching Brown's description. Every update from authorities was met with held breath and anxious faces, as the town waited for news, hoping for closure, but fearing the unknown. For the people of Anaconda, the manhunt became about more than justice. It was about restoring a sense of safety and holding on to hope in the face of fear. The healing of Anaconda can't truly begin until Brown is found, and the shadow he cast over the mountains is finally lifted. As Anaconda reels from Michael Brown's alleged massacre, a darker family history emerges. Michael's older brother, William Brown, is already serving a life sentence for a 2002 murder in the same town. William's crime, a fatal stabbing after a personal dispute, shocked Anaconda decades ago. His 110-year sentence was meant to bring closure, but now the past feels hauntingly present. 2 brothers, 2 separate acts of violence, both leaving deep scars on the community. The Brown family's legacy is now one of tragedy, raising questions about fate, family, and the roots of violence. The echoes of William's crime deepen the shadows over Anaconda today. The story of Michael and William Brown is a chilling anomaly. Two brothers, two murders, decades apart. Their tale is one of darkness and despair, casting a long shadow over their family and community. William's crime was a personal act of rage, a moment of fury that led to irreversible consequences. Michael's, a public act of terror, shook the very foundations of their small town. Together, their actions have forever altered the Brown family name and the town's sense of trust. The once peaceful community now lives in the shadow of their crimes. Anaconda, a place where family reputations run deep, now faces a legacy of violence it never expected. The town's history is forever marred by these tragic events. The community is left to grapple with fear, suspicion, and grief as the manhunt for Michael continues. The search for answers and justice seems never-ending. Closure feels distant, and the scars will last for generations. The pain of loss and betrayal runs deep, affecting everyone in its wake. The Brown brothers' story is now woven into Anaconda's history, a legacy of sorrow and unanswered questions. The town waits, hoping for justice and longing for peace to return. The town waits, hoping for justice and longing for peace to return. The community stands united in their quest for closure, but the road ahead is long and uncertain. The legacy of the Brown brothers will forever be a part of Anaconda's story, a reminder of the fragility of peace and the enduring strength of a community in the face of tragedy.